explaining the Trump tariff threats as if it were Destiny's Child. Starring Beyoncé as the United States of America, Kelly as Canada, Michelle as Mexico, and Farrah as China. So, Mexico and Canada are two of the United States' most important trade partners. The three of them have signed the USMCA agreement, which is basically the Destiny's Child of international trade. On his first day in office, Donald Trump threatened he would impose import tariffs of 25% on Canada and Mexico unless they do something about the illegal influx of immigrants and drugs such as fentanyl. This is a big deal since the United States is world's largest importer of goods, which means that the economy of both Canada and Mexico heavily rely on United States import, kind of like how there's no Destiny's Child without Beyoncé. As far as China is concerned, the United States is blaming them for the influx of fentanyl, which is contributing to the opioid crisis. You could compare the United States blaming China for the opioid crisis to Beyoncé giving Farrah side-eye and holding her hand whenever she would sing off-key during live performances. The US has set a February 1st deadline for its key trade partners to come up with a solution for the illegal influx of immigration and drugs, or deal with the consequences of increased import tariffs, which could lead to a trade war. This is essentially like that viral clip of Beyoncé telling Farrah, "Girl, we're either going to send you your luggage or you're going to miss your flight." The US relies heavily on imports from Canada and Mexico, specifically when it comes to vehicles, oil, and agriculture. China is a key trade partner when it comes to goods such as electronics, sneakers, and toys. Currently, around 40% of US imports comes from China, Mexico, or Canada. The proposed tariffs would increase the cost of imported goods ranging from groceries to smartphones, gasoline, and cars. So, for example, if an American company imports a sneaker from a supplier in China, this would cost them 25% more, and they are likely to pass the cost on to the final consumer. This would make it less attractive for American businesses to trade with Mexico, Canada, or China and look for solutions elsewhere. Meaning these countries could miss out on significant income from export to the US. China, Canada, and Mexico have responded by saying that a trade war would not have any winner. Retaliatory tariffs on imported goods from the US in China, Canada, and Mexico, in response to the proposed tariffs by the United States, would make it less attractive for local businesses to do trade with the United States, which in return will bring less money into the US economy. Meanwhile, longtime US ally, the European Union, aka Latoya and Latavia, have entered the chat. The United States believes the current EU trade rules are unfair. This means that anything from perfumes to wines imported from the European Union could cost more for the American consumer. By February 1st, we'll know if we'll get a new album or if the girls will go their separate ways.